Good morning. Welcome to day 7, Friday, July 28th, 2023. It's a crisp 48 degrees right now at the campsite, but things will warm up pretty quickly, and if we're in the sun, even quicker. But right now it's a bit chilly out. So yeah, we're going to be on the Continental Divide Trail for a bit longer. I think it's our last stretch of the CDT for this trip. Maybe for our entire backpack. I don't think in California we'll see any of it.
No, we'll be on the PCT.
We'll be on the PCT. And Idaho, we're going to do a little piece. We don't.
Nope.
So goodbye, Continental Divide Trail. Until we see you again. Yeah. That's it for now. We'll check in later. Hopefully we'll have some wide open views before we go back into forest land.
Hopefully.
In the Bob Marshall. So we're just leaving the campsite near Lake Lavelle, and Sarah and I were just thinking the same thing. We didn't see anyone yesterday. Thought we might see someone here at the campsite at some point. And the day before, we only saw 2 people like in the middle of the day, so not seeing a whole lot of people on this sloop. Whoops, that was close. But we'll see if we run into anyone today. Maybe, maybe not.
Whoa, this is a good view.
For sure. So we've been climbing the Continental Divide Trail since the lake. This may be the high point of today. All right, we're heading down to CDT, and nice wide open meadows. Definitely feels like prime bear territory and even the mountain goat territory. So keeping our eyes open just in case we get lucky. There's the trail down below. All right, we're on the other side of the cliffs. So basically the trail, we came down from there and still traversing along the edge of the cliffs, but pretty soon we'll be around that one. We won't be taking the Moonlight Peak Trail. We'll stay on the CDT for a bit longer and take Lick Creek instead. All right, so we're wrapping up this section of the CDT. Will be sadly no more CDT this year unless our plans change. But this has been indicative of the water sources the whole time in the bob on the CDT. It's nice to have some water flowing, but it's not much for a lot of it. Just something to know, I guess. But had some really nice views the past couple days, and it really has my through hiking juices flowing for the CDT, but that's going to be a few years out. PCT first, hopefully next year depending on snow conditions and permits, but CDT is right up there with it. And I can't wait to be back here, hopefully in a few years, going through this section again. Okay, we're making our way down one of the last switchbacks before we leave the CDT. There's a nice running creek down there. I'm assuming that's probably Lick Creek. We just passed a nice older couple on horseback spending 6 nights out here. And then there was, I'm assuming their guide behind them with 2 mules with all their provisions. So lots of different ways to enjoy the outdoors. And it's awesome to see people out here. There's Sarah. Sarah! Right there at the switchback. And we're almost to the bottom, and then we'll see if we climb again or we keep going down from Lick Creek. Goodbye, CDT. It's been fun. Hopefully we'll see sections of you in 2 years. Maybe I'll see all of you in 3 years. But for now, we continue down towards the creek. That's probably the newest sign we've seen out here. Most of them are in pretty bad shape or haven't been replaced in a long time. So that's a new one, or newer one.
We're just coming up on the trail, and there's like a mama bird and 3 little babies. They kind of all blend in, but see if I can zoom in a little. Probably scare them off as we walk up, but kind of neat.
All right, we're on the other end of the Moonlight Peak Trail, the one we didn't take. And pretty soon the trail should get close to Lick Creek on our right. and we'll start looking for campsites. So we're heading down Lick Creek, scouting for potential campsites. Looks like the trail is gonna level up with the creek, but look at this log jam from all the deadwood. I guess when the creek is running high, it just carried all the wood into this one spot, and there it stays. So day 7 update. This has kind of been of our experience with the Bob a few times now, where we just don't have a lot of beta on campsites. So obviously you look for places where the trail and the water intersect. And looking at a topo map and the mileage we wanted to do today, the last trail junction we just passed, which is probably about a half mile behind us now, there looked like there'd be some promising spots to camp near Lick Creek. And we took a look and nothing really panned out. So it's about a mile and a half to the next trail junction. In the meantime, this trail is gonna reconnect with the creek at various points where there's a potential for a hardened site or something that we can make work. And hopefully, worst case scenario, when we get to the next trail junction, there's another body of water flowing in to Lick Creek. So typically there will be opportunities to camp at something like that, but just because we don't have beta, we're going a bit further than we wanted to, but it's really not a big deal. The trail isn't that bad, although we are going up slightly now. Catching glimpses of the creek to our right, and we're praying to the trail gods for an obvious herd path to the right at some point, which is always a good sign for a campsite. So we'll keep you posted. All right, it's getting close to 2 o'clock on day 7. There was one really nice campsite, but unfortunately there was a team of horses and their party there, so that looked like that was the spot for this section of trail, and unfortunately it was taken, but no big deal. We're at another water crossing where we're gonna have to put Crocs on. We did some scouting on this side of the creek. There's a couple spots we could make work, but they're not gonna be in the shade if the sun comes out. So we are going to push on a bit further. There's gonna be another trail junction where more water intersects, and we're gonna keep our fingers crossed.
Did you show what someone forgot?
And as we were, I'm wondering if it's from that horse party, but why would they change shoes? Somebody sadly left their boots here with their socks. Just like us, they probably changed shoes to do the crossing.
But if you're on a horse, wouldn't you stay on the horse for the crossing?
I would think so, unless maybe you were nervous about a water crossing. And if you were hiking, you put your boots back on the other side, so it makes sense it would be someone on a horse. It's a mystery, another mystery of the trail.
You feel bad. It's like, do you pack them out or at least take them to the ranger station? But
I think we leave them, because if it's the horse party, they'll probably figure it out sooner or later. And if it's the hiker, they'll figure it out and they may want to come back for them.
True.
So yeah, that's it. I got to put Crocs on. Sarah already has hers on, and we're going to keep marching. All right, we went up and over, and we're back at the creek. We got some beta from our good friend Steve from Butte, Montana, that there is a sweet, sweet campsite not too far from here. So we're looking to get there, but first we got another water crossing here. Okay, so Sarah's over there getting ready to cross Lick Creek, and our intel was correct. There is a nice campsite area here, and looks like there'll be just enough shade to make it comfortable. We hope. We shall see. Woo! Okay, so I just filled up a 6-liter bladder of water in a Katahdin filter. So Sarah is filling our hydration packs, and I may have to do another reload on that, but that's fine. In the meantime, going back down to the creek with some smart water bottles to get more water for boiling. It's a pretty nice campsite, and if the shade stays with us, and there are a few horseflies that attacked us when we first got here, but when the breeze is here, the bugs aren't bad at all, so maybe you can even hang outside the tent for a bit. That would be nice. All right, so we collected some water. It has been a very dry and dusty trail, so it's always nice even just to rinse off your feet and your legs and just get the dirt and the grime off. It's a big morale boost. I think I may even bring my socks down here because there's still enough sun where they can dry out. Just get some of the dirt and the grime out of the socks as well. Okay, day 7. We're in the tent. Woo! Relaxing for the past hour or so. When the sun is not right on the tent, it's great. It's super comfy. In fact,
I had to
Sarah
get my sleeping bag out.
had to go for the sleeping bag. So this is day 7, and we had planned or given ourselves 10 nights out here. Always like to leave us a little wiggle room for whatever bad weather, injury, or just an amazing spot that we want to stay a couple nights.
None of those here.
Yeah, none of those here. So we've been kind of backtracking for the last couple days. We have been figuring, you know what? 9 nights is probably good. 10 days, 9 nights. The only issue with that is a tent. If we had done the whole thing, we had a hotel booked for Tuesday. This is Friday.
Yes.
So we had a hotel booked for Tuesday in Helena.
Helena. Yes.
I always want to say Helena, Montana. And there's been like no cell service anywhere here because I would just cancel the reservation and then just once we have service, just book for a night earlier in Helena and then break up our next ride because we were going to go from Helena all the way to I think somewhere in Nevada, maybe Reno. Elkhart? Elko. Something like that. But it was like going to be an 8-hour drive without breaks. So it would have been a long drive. So since we're leaving a day early, we'll get our Helena hotel a day early and then break up our 8-hour drive and stay in either Idaho's Falls or Twin Falls, one or the other. I think Idaho Falls might be a bit bigger, so we'll probably stay there. And then it'll only be like a 5-hour drive one day and a 4-hour drive the next day. So that's our plan, but no cell service. I don't want to pay for that hotel room. So we got on the InReach. We messaged Sarah's sister. Thanks, Megan. And she's hopefully going to be able to use my login and sign on to the Hilton app and just cancel our reservation because it's either a 24-hour or 48-hour no pay. So we're getting close to the 48 hours, so we want to take care of that because we've been trying to get cell service just to cancel and just haven't gotten it anywhere. So, and that's fine, but that's just one of the little logistical things that has come up on the trip. So we still have, after tonight, 2 more nights. So, and a relatively short day tomorrow, assuming we can find a campsite where we want to camp, and then a relatively short day with a road walk for a chunk of it the next day.
No, the next day we go up the pass.
Oh, the last day, I guess day 10, the last day. So, and what's the name of that pass? Do you remember? Route Creek Pass.
Route Creek.
And it's probably the lowest pass of the trip. It's only like 7,200 feet. A lot of them have been around 7,700 for whatever reason. So that's the update. That's probably going to be it for the night unless something interesting happens. And we'll see you in the morning.